Back at the end of May, I had £75,373 in a stocks and shares ISA and 210,000 in a Hargreaves Lansdowne SIPP. Today we're going to have a look at which stocks paid me dividends in April and see if that combined total beat last year. Welcome to Destination Wealth. So first we're going to have a look at the ISA, which at the end of May had £75,373 invested. Not all fully invested, some of it was cash. Usually carry about £3,000 or £4,000 worth of cash in there, just in case a bargain comes up. But we're going to have a look at May. We had how many companies? Just two companies paid me in the ISA in May. And the first one was one of my favorites, a prolific dividend payer. They pay really good dividends and quite often do special dividends. And that was Games Workshop. Now, Games Workshop in May in the ISA paid me £52. Just one other payment from a company in the ISA in May, and that was right at the end of May. Another favourite of mine, which also paid really good dividends, and that was Greggs. Now, Greggs paid me a nice hefty dividend actually of £314. And if we look at this chart now, we can see that the total for May in the ISA was £366. So well below May of 2024, which was £576.62. And then that gives us a running total for the year so far for the first 5 months of the year of £1,167.27. Not bad actually, considering that last year for the whole of the year it was only £2,000, just over £2,000. So we're on track nicely for beating that for the full year, as long as the rest of the companies come through. There's still some pretty dire months coming up, but it should pull back. Now, moving on to the Hargreaves Lansdowne SIPP. In May, we had 4 companies pay me dividends in May. Some of these crossover because I do often own the same companies in the SIPP as what I do in the ISA. Not always, but there's a few that are the same, some of the good ones. So one of those, again, being my favourite, Games Workshop. Games Workshop in the SIPP paid me £104 exactly. So that was nice. The second company that paid me dividends was a company called Begbies Traynor. Now, Begbies Traynor are a kind of law firm. I'll put some details on the screen now of what they actually do. It was a bit of a speculative investment, this, but they pay really good dividends and they seem to be doing okay. So I haven't got a huge amount invested in them. But Begbies Traynor paid me £52.21 in May in the SIPP. The third company, which we all know well, is Apple. Apple has done fantastic for me since I bought it quite a few years ago. The capital investment increase is huge. And they didn't even pay dividends when I bought them, but it was just so cheap, the stock at the time. And Apple paid me £61.30 in May. The fourth company, again, same one as what I own in the ISA, was Greggs again. And Greggs in the SIPP paid me £116 exactly. So the total amount in the SIPP for the month was £333.51 in May. And again, if we have a look at the SIPP monthly dividend tracker I've got here, From January to May, we've got £269.98 so far, of an average of 224.58 for the month, averaging per month. Last year we had 4,913 for the whole year, so we're nicely on track for that, mainly because of that huge month end in January, which really helped. As you can see there, £1,200 in January compared to 431 in 2024. So nicely on track for that. The SIPP's really pulling it along. And then if we look at the combined total monthly dividends for the SIPP and the ISA, we can see that in May we have a total of just shy of £700, £699.51. We are down £92 on May last year. But again, sometimes this is because dividends drop into different months. But yeah, I mean, when you look at March, April and May, it's not looking good because all three of those months are well below the 3 months of last year. But if you carry on watching this series, I'll be banging out these videos to bring us up to date to September, and you'll see how this really pulls it back. So check out the last video for March, or if you want to see how I brought my investments up to over £300,000 from pretty much nothing and not knowing anything, check out this video next.